Welcome one and all to my latest Fallout 76 build, the Sniper. As always, there will be timestamps down in the description, along with the Nukes Dragons link, which will give you quick reference for both the special and the perks. Before we get on to the build itself, I will let you all know that I make content on Fallout 76 multiple times a week, so if you're a fan of the game, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell, so that you never miss an upload. Anyway, that out of the way, let's get started. The minimum special for this build is 1 strength, 14 perception, 3 endurance, 4 charisma, 4 intelligence, 6 agility and 9 luck. For the most part, these stats are determined by the perks needed. However, perception, agility and luck all have use for a sniper build. A high perception means your chance to hit in VATS is actually somewhat reasonable, even outside of point blank range. A fair agility will provide you with the action points needed to fire your weapon in VATS multiple times, and luck will help with charging up criticals, which not only provide you with bonus damage, but also a guaranteed hit, perfect for those long range headshots. Do keep in mind that these are minimum special, you actually have an additional 15 points to spend, allowing for some flexibility with this build. On to perks now, where we kick off with Rifleman, including Expert and Master. All of these should really be maxed out in order to provide a total 60% damage boost to non-automatic rifles. This will eat up 9 points of perception, but the sacrifice is worth it for the increase in damage output. To enhance our rifles further, we have Tank Killer, once again at the max rank. This will give them 36% armor penetration and a 9% chance to stagger, both incredibly helpful effects. Next up is a perk I don't actually have active in the footage you're seeing, Sniper. That's right, this eponymous perk is one I recommend but don't actually use myself. This is because all the perk really does is make sniping easier, and I generally can land my shots most of the time, so tend to pass up this perk. If you are missing shots or need more time to stabilise, then this is the perk you want to choose though. The last perception based perk that I went for was Concentrated Fire. For me, this was just a single rank in order to be able to land headshots in VATS. The potential accuracy and damage bonuses are nice, but will be underutilised as you can't get off all that many shots in VATS before your action points run out. In Endurance we have a single perk, Adamantium Skeleton, which I would advise at the max rank. This will completely prevent you from crippling limbs. If your arms or head get crippled, then your accuracy goes down the drain. Adamantium Skeleton will remove this possibility, helping you to stay accurate when under fire. In Charisma, we also have a single perk, Lone Wanderer. Oh, what's this? Lone Wanderer in a Bad Company Sarge Fallout build? Why, this is such a surprise! Okay, so I always choose Lone Wanderer ever since Fallout 4. But in Fallout 76, if you're not in a team, then you want Lone Wanderer maxed out, as you take 20% less damage and get 30% AP regen. Those are huge bonuses and should not be overlooked. If you spend any real time playing Fallout 76 solo, then you should have this perk. If you only ever play in a group, then feel free to ignore this and throw on whatever charisma perks you want instead. Our intelligence perks are purely crafting based. Gunsmith and Science Master are the perks I require to mod out my guns. Specifically Science Master rank 1 and Gunsmith rank 3. Gunsmith also has the added ability of reducing wear and tear on your guns, but the priority here really is just making sure your weapons are correctly modded out. On to some more important perks now, starting with Covert Operative. With this maxed out, your ranged sneak attacks deal 2.5 times damage. Being a sniper means you should have an easy time to land sneak attacks, and this perk just helps boost the damage further. I also selected Mr. Sandman and Escape Artist as the other 2 agility based perks. Mr. Sandman can give a 50% boost to silence weapons at night, highly situational, but also pretty powerful. Escape Artist will help with stealth, removing penalties from moving at speed while crouched, and helps you return to being hidden faster. In truth, I didn't have either of these equipped when recording, as I had to stick with Through Hiker to not be constantly over encumbered. What this does mean though is that the build can be better than you see in the footage, providing you're just better than I am at dealing with carry weight. On to the final perk section now, looking at the luck perks. Here we start with the standard duo of Bloody Mess and Starch Jeans. These are perks that apply to pretty much any build, as they boost your damage and let you keep your mutations respectively. On to more specific perks now, Tormentor and Better Criticals. Tormentor will give your rifle attacks a chance of crippling a limb. Honestly, this perk won't matter most of the time. You should deal enough damage to kill the vast majority of enemies in a shot or two. For those ultra tanky enemies though, the chance to cripple is a nice little added bonus. As for better criticals, this increases the damage your VATS-based criticals deal. I built this character to be able to effectively snipe in VATS, and this perk just helps to ensure using VATS has benefits. On to equipment now, where we start with our main sniper rifle. Here you'll see my anti-armor, armor-piercing sniper rifle. The key here is that you want to max out range, damage and accuracy. The main mod I recommend is the 50 cal receiver, significantly increasing the damage. As for legendary effects, ideally I would say that instigating would be a better primary legendary effect, but anti-armor is still plenty strong enough for my tastes. If you've got a Scorch Beast flying overhead though, then you may want to pack more of a punch. For that I have my instigating prime Gorse rifle. This deals a crazy good amount of single shot damage to Scorched and Scorch Beasts alike. The ammo is somewhat expensive to craft, so you don't want to be using this as your everyday gun, but when you head out to face the Queen, this is what you want to wield. Speaking of an everyday gun, you probably will want to have a standard semi-auto rifle to carry around for when you don't need to dish out a ton of damage. In my case, this actually happens to be a pretty deadly legendary handmade rifle. What this bonus weapon will do is help conserve ammunition and condition for your other guns, preventing you from constantly resupplying and repairing before every fight. As for armour, this will likely be completely random, as you're just praying to RNGesus for some good legendary rolls. Effects to look out for would be harder to detect, to help with stealth, and reduce weapon weight, as rifles tend to weigh players down more than any other weapon type. You could also add the Stabilize mod to your arms if you want a bit of help when scoped up. Onto the mutation section now, where I have a trio of handy radioactive perks to pick up. First are the standard duo of Marsupial and Speed Demon. Marsupial significantly increases jump height, ensuring you can always get the high ground, something that honestly is incredibly helpful when using a sniper rifle. Speed Demon boosts movement and reloading speed, helpful bonuses for literally every character. The mutation which I actually find suits a sniper the best is Adrenal Reaction. This will reduce your max HP by 50, but boost damage at lower health values. Generally you don't want to be engaged in a firefight, so being at low health is less risky than with other build archetypes. You could transition this build into more of a bloodied sniper build if you so wish, but this is by no means essential. Adrenal Reaction on its own is still worthwhile to get, without having to min-max all the time. This will hopefully be the most straightforward playstyle section I've ever had to write. You will play this build as a sniper. Try to keep your distance from your enemies while landing accurate, high damage shots. That will help with closer range shots, whereas your scope should let you pick off enemies at a distance. I do find damage drop off to be a bit severe for all weapons in 76, so I wouldn't advise trying to go for ultra long range shots, as even if you manage to hit them, the damage will suffer significantly. Like, you know what, it's actually a huge problem for me. I really hate how bad damage drop-off is in this game. It's ridiculous. It means my sniper rifles are most effective at close range. I don't like it. Rant over. Anyway, there's nothing else I can really add more to this section. It's simple. You're a sniper. Snipe. The sniper was a loner and a patriot. Although he never got on with those around him, he always felt a deep connection and sense of pride towards America. For this reason, he decided to enlist with the army, seeing it as his God-given duty. He was selected by his superiors to engage in sniper training, and excelled within the specialised unit. So much so, in fact, that he was spotted by a government agency, in need of certain professionals they could rely upon in these difficult times. To them, a patriot with a natural talent for long-range eliminations was the perfect tool, and they quickly removed him from the army and placed him within their own training regimes. After years of instruction, he was finally sent out on missions around the world, often spending months within foreign countries, taking out a number of important figures and lying low between each death. His handlers helped ensure everything went smoothly, and he was well compensated for his services. A beautiful home in the States, enough money to comfortably live, and even a highly sought after place within one of Vault-Tech's underground shelters. Fortunately, he was in the country when the bombs dropped, making his place within the vaults his only way to survive. After a quarter of a century, he will emerge from Vault 76, still as loyal as ever, and begin searching for what remains of a government in this post-apocalyptic world. Thank you all for watching this build through to the end. As I said at the start, please make sure you've subscribed to the channel and clicked the notification bell so that you never miss out on any of the great Fallout 76 content I make. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this build, and feel free to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord to chat with other members of the community. As always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.